Hi guys, I'm Lucera and today I'm going to be talking about some of the pros and cons of online schooling, in particular K-12, because I am very knowledgeable in that area. I did 4 years, technically kind of 5 years with K-12, and I did them all through high school, and now I'm in college. And so looking back, I really would have appreciated having a video like this about K-12 and online schooling in general, and hopefully this will be helpful. I have a list here with some of the pros and cons, and I'll start with the cons so that we can end on a good note. So one of the biggest cons for me was the lack of long-term flexibility, because I had been homeschooled prior to doing online schooling, and I had used Calvert schooling, and we were afforded a lot of flexibility within the school year. With Calvert, you were essentially given a year's worth of material and a full year to complete it, and that was it. Whereas K-12 was a lot more structured, which is understandable because I did use it for high school, and high school in general is much more structured than elementary or middle school. But that was definitely something that was kind of frustrating sometimes. The second disadvantage that I guess I appreciate now that I'm in college, but it's genuinely a lot of work, and of course everybody's experience is going to be very different because people go into K-12 for a variety of reasons. So it really honestly depends on you as a person. I took lots of honors and AP classes, so junior year I was definitely really swamped with work. To put into perspective, I did have a lot of friends who also did K-12, and I don't know anybody who's graduated. I'm pretty much the only person I know that's graduated. Everybody else has switched to a different system or is on their way to graduating, and they're sticking through it with it. But I know probably 5 or 6 people who freshman and sophomore year were doing K-12 like I was, and it was a lot of fun, just being able to complain about it with them, and then they just switched to something else. So that kind of demonstrates, I guess, the workload and how a lot of people tend to underestimate how much work goes into K-12. That brings me into like my third point, which is time management. If you don't know how to manage your time and you don't learn quickly, you will have a very hard time because everything just compounds very quickly. And like I said, there's a lot of work, and a lot of it is not necessarily busy work. I don't remember getting a lot of worksheets, for example, but I had lots of essays, lots of labs, lots of quizzes, lots of tests, and those were not things that I could put off or avoid doing. So just you really need to know how to manage your time. And then the fourth con I have was that it was very independent. I did all the labs by myself, I did all the projects by myself. I did not have other people that I could work with or split up the work with. That didn't make any sense. But the point stands that I just kind of did everything by myself. And what I also mean is by independent is that I ended up teaching myself a lot of the work. The teachers were helpful, but they don't actively teach you. You have your set lessons, and overall you will be teaching yourself most of the material unless you have a tutor or a learning guide at home who is going to do that for you. It's been so helpful being able to go to somebody specific with my problems and have them explain it to me in person versus having just an online teacher try and teach it to me through the internet. The fifth con that I have, doesn't really apply to me a whole lot, but I know can apply to a lot of other people, is that online schooling in general, if you do it by yourself, you will have lots of free time by yourself. You will do everything by yourself, and that's scary for a lot of people, or at the very least not fun, not desirable. To be quite honest, I didn't mind it so much. I really like my alone time. It's actually been really helpful in college because I do get to have that alone time. I do get to study by myself and work on my own and individually. That's something to consider. That's something that you should think about if you are trying to make the switch from private or public schooling into online schooling. Just really assess if you are willing and able to work by yourself and kind of be on your own for quite a while, and if you're also willing to make the effort to find other ways to reach out to people and hang out with other kids your age. Now I have my pros, so we'll get into some of the fun stuff. The first thing is, to counteract the whole lack of long-term flexibility, there is a lot of daily flexibility. So if you have other hobbies or interests that you like, or you just have a particular way you want to schedule your day, you're totally free to do that. And actually you can also schedule your week pretty loosely as well. It also enabled me to pursue some of my other hobbies, including blogging and videos, and being involved in my little brother's football league, particularly like my senior year of high school. So that's something that you could definitely take advantage of if you were to go into online schooling. The second pro is self-dependence. You will definitely learn how to be self-reliant and be your best person, because with online schooling there is nobody who will breathe down your neck and remind you about deadlines and remind you to do your homework and really nag you about these responsibilities. Your parents might do that, mine didn't, but yours might. In any case, you really have to learn how to be responsible and take initiative for the projects that you have to do. The third pro that I really enjoyed and might be helpful for you is that we have lots of class options, lots of electives, lots of honors and AP courses, and I think it's pretty great. I was able to take almost all the AP classes I wanted to. I don't think they have human geography, just FYI, but K-12 might still be an option for you as a part-time school. If your public or private school doesn't offer as many AP classes as you'd like, you could definitely sign up for AP classes through K-12, but that's something that it's kind of dorky, and I know not everybody gets really excited picking out their classes, but it was something that was important to me. So it's something to consider and look into, because we have a very big selection of classes. The fourth pro that I have, and that is challenge. Like I said, a lot of the skills that I learned in K-12, while they weren't fun to learn and they weren't fun to put into practice, they've really helped me succeed so far in college, and I really feel strongly that K-12 helped me get off to a good start in college. And yeah, I think in total I took 8 AP classes throughout high school, and I was able to claim a couple of those credits for college. So I technically was able to claim like 24 credit hours, but only 15 applied to my major. It's different, but anyways, that gives me like a whole semester of buffer room and has allowed me to take my first semester really easy. So overall, I think it's really great that they both enable and encourage that kind of personal challenge, and it's just been really helpful for me. And it really wasn't fun a lot of the time while I was doing those classes and taking those challenges, but now that I'm in college and have been able to reap those rewards, it's been pretty great. The final pro that I have is that K-12 and online schooling in general, I believe, but I can really only support K-12, is that they're really good for unusual circumstances. For me, I spent 5 years in Dubai, and I pretty much did K-12 almost all those years, I think. And while we were living in Dubai, schools there are very expensive, and it just didn't make sense for us as a family to pay as much as I would for university in the US as I would for high school. So K-12 was a better option for me. It was, first of all, cheaper and also more convenient. And so it was great because I could take my school with me. It wasn't fun to do that, honestly. I did not particularly enjoy going to visit family for the holidays and having to lug all my books with me, but it was nice to have that option. And I think it's really great for other unusual circumstances. If you are exceptionally fast-paced as a learner, or you need help in some areas, there is nothing stopping you from taking 3 to 4 hours every day to focus on the areas that you need versus a public or private school, which has a lot more day-to-day structure. And as I mentioned before, if you have any sports that you play or hobbies that you enjoy, K-12 and online schooling really help you with being able to be more flexible in your day-to-day life and can make it a lot easier for you to pursue those and succeed and also do well in school and actually be doing school. So it's, you know, pretty great all around. So overall, I do recommend K-12 as a program. Of course, online schooling isn't for everybody, as I've mentioned before, but if you do feel that it's a good fit for you, and you would enjoy the independence and responsibility that comes with online schooling and teaching yourself, I think K-12 is a really good option, but just beware that it can be pretty rigorous and not everybody's up for that. That's pretty much it. I really hope that was helpful, and I mean, good luck with school and everything. So I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye!